Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with Cyclone.
And your Messiah has come back. Incredibly, because look at that. Look at that freaking list. 2 months, not even full 2 months into 2019. And look at what's gone on with me. I have no idea, none whatsoever, how in the world I am going to make it to see 2020. I'm not going to be able to see Trump win a re-election. I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that because that's going to open up a whole new can of worms. Hello, everybody. Yours truly is home because, you know, when the cat's away, the mice will play in. Everyone here nipping at the heels saying, you know, Big Dog's not here. We're going to run this house. You know what? Got to come back, start cracking the whip on everybody. It's a windy, freezing Monday, which at least it's not raining, so there's at least that much. So, you know, a bunch of people asked me to get into details, what went on with me, and I figured let's just do it here because I'm transparent. I'm large, but I'm transparent. Here's what happened. While at Mohegan Sun for Bellator's 215 and 216, I kind of stumbled over my own 2 feet and a post that's about 18 inches off the floor. Tried to stop myself, but I went down like the Titanic. Actually, no, you know what? The Titanic went down faster. I did something to my left knee, which I haven't even brought up to the doctors yet, because the right leg all ripped up. I would put my leg up here and show you guys, but A, I can't lift my leg that high. And B, I want you guys like dry heaving. So I'm not going to do that. But geez, it has been a rough 19 for me. Whew. Can we just like start a do-over for the year? Because 18 ended pretty good for me. I'd like to, you know, start this thing over like a video game. Anyways, so that is what happened. Fighting it. I'm not supposed to be on my legs. I said, I'm showing up, and here I is. We got so much to talk about. We got stuff in boxing, wrestling stories, a whole bunch of breaking MMA news happening as I speak. I'd say as we speak because you're just watching and not speaking. I want you guys to share this. Pretty please. Please, I'm injured. Do me the favor. Do a dying man's last request. Click share. Please. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook. And of course, EffectiveAggression.com. A whole line of autographed gloves from fighters, celebrities, you name it, we got it. Great clothing line. Pick something up. Keep your, spring's technically around the corner. You're going to want some good clothing to be wearing, and effectiveaggression.com is the place to go. And you know what? We're going to start this whole big shing-ding off right after this.
This is Frank Edgar.
This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman. Check it out. If you got the guts, step in the cage with Cyclone.
And I'm back. And perfect timing. Hello, Brian Horan. See, while you were out celebrating at Mohegan, I was running home to go to the hospital because I got to go back. If you fall and you scrape yourself, you normally look. How in the world did I not even pick up my pant leg to look and see the damage? I think I might be diagnosed as a retard. I really do. I might have reached that retard level. But I don't have that retard strength. Oh well. So you and Rudy Asher, I'm sure, are going to love what I'm starting with, because I'm starting with some wrestling for you guys. Obviously, D-Generation X, DX, with China, the first announcements into the WWE Hall of Fame. Okay, you know, they got to start somewhere. Give it them. Well deserved. It's going to be nice. I mean, even though she's not alive anymore, Joni Lauer, she deserved it. She deserved to be there as a single performer, but is what it is, right? Supposedly, maybe Heart Foundation, I heard, is going to go in this year. I heard possibly Honky Tonk, which would be nice because Honky Tonk and the McMahons have been butting heads for what, like 25 somewhat years now? Be nice to bury the hatchet between those guys. I heard possibly Taz is going in, but you know, I don't know. Taz should wait a little bit longer. I don't necessarily know if Taz is WWE Hall of Fame, you know. So it got me thinking, who would I like to see go in that's not in? That's obviously, if I want them to go in, means they're not in, but I thought long and hard about it. And much like one of my favorite movie characters of all time, Vader. Vader's not in the Hall of Fame. Vader should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe one day. Now, true, he was more in Japan, more in WCW. He did make his mark in the WWE, so he should. I would love to see Vader. I mean, it would be really, really nice. And I was thinking, like, from this generation's guys, who should be the next big one to go in? And obviously, you know, Rock and everyone like that. That's very true. Look, Brian, I love Bam Bam, all right? All the big, slow guys, that's me. I don't know. I don't know if Bam Bam should go in with... Bam Bam Bigelow should go in after Vader. Vader should go in first. You can't put him in the same class. You got to separate those two. So that's very true. But, you know, Sting was more iconic wrestler. Just like Antonio Inoki, you know, and all the guys from when Vince's father was running the place. The Von Erichs, you know, you know, there's a lot of politics into that stuff. And you know what? Maybe he does. But the person who right now I want to see going is Taker. Even though Mark is a douche, as douches go, Taker has to go in. And I don't want the American badass Taker. I want the non-speaking, eyes rolling in the back of the head Taker to come up onto the stage. That would be awesome. Hey, listen. Leave Drew Carey alone. All right, Brian? Because here's the deal. I can't spill the beans just yet, but there's good. I'm very happy that there's a celebrity wing in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I can't get into it just yet why I'm happy for it. But just know that I am, and next week, the week after, it will become more clear why I'm happy that there's a celebrity wing. Anyways, so that's my wrestling rant for you guys. Hope you guys are happy. No, the tag team with Lawrence Taylor was a joke, Brian. All right? It was a complete and utter joke and a disgrace. That stuff I don't like. The same thing. I don't like the Floyd Mayweather with Big Show. I don't. No. Keep that stuff out. If you're not a wrestler, don't go into the ring. You have no business doing it. Stay in your lane. Anyways, moving on to another combat sport, the Sweet Science. Finally, The Rock has come. Finally, Anthony Joshua, the man who doesn't fight in the United States, is fighting in the Garden. June 1st. Is it June 1st? Yeah, June 1st. At the Garden. Anthony Joshua. One of the three best. You want to put Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, mix them as the top three. Of course, they are. The biggest heavyweights in the history of the sport. Obviously, Deontay has the power. Fury has the intestinal fortitude. Joshua gets the meticulousness of what a boxer truly is. He's not flashy, doesn't do anything over the top, not necessary. He picks his spots and he's methodical about it. He is taking on the Brooklyn Bad Boy, Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and the press conference. And if I wasn't laying in my bed all battered and bruised, I would have been there myself for the presser outside the Garden. The two of them went at it. No, it was a pushing contest. Anthony Joshua, who's normally like demure and calm and relaxed about things, got into it with Jarrell's mother. You can't. You got to understand what fighters from England always remain calm. They do in all forms of combat sports. If you put him in with a Brooklyn thug, because quite frankly, that's what Jarrell Miller is a thug or a wannabe thug. Things are going to go flying off the handle. And here's the complete thing about Jarrell Miller. Now that I just called him a wannabe thug, I'm going to give him some props as well. He is a complete athlete. He's a big fat slob. But he's a complete athlete. Because if you don't know, if you're into boxing only, you don't know this really about Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller was a kickboxer. Took on Mirko Krokop twice. Lost a unanimous decision in Croatia and then won in LA. But the man's a complete fight. Not that you could throw kicks in a boxing match anyways, but when necessary, when important, Jarrell Miller can get things done. And if he somehow, some way manages to upset Anthony Joshua, the heavyweight division is going to be flipped on its ears. Because the winner of this fight should fight, if Deontay and Tyson rematch, which should happen next, they should pair off. At least if I was matchmaking. Not that there's matchmaking in boxing. It's more of your company fight my company, and if we can get the deal done, that's what should go down. Because Jarrell Miller against Deontay Wilder, Jarrell Miller against Tyson Fury, I can't see how Jarrell Miller could beat either one of those two guys. Anyways, that is boxing, that is wrestling. Now, when we come back, it's all MMA for the rest of the day, for the rest of the night. Wherever it is on the clock, wherever you are. MMA the rest of the way. Click share. Brian, that means you too. Check out CycloneComedy.com and Effective Aggression. Check them out. And we're going to kick it off when we come back.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller. This is Dan Morigliata. I'm Derek Brunson.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked into the cage with Cyclone.
Stan Fairtex checks the Logan. Straight right hand down the center corridor. There's a right hand from Stan Fairtex. There's another right from the top. 4 fingers breadth above the knee.
Now, it might not have been a great finish because it went to a unanimous decision, but it was without a doubt one of the most important, most memorable finishes of the weekend. That's with 2 Bellator cards, a UFC card, independent cards, the one Super Series. That right there was one of the most important finishes ever, especially for them, because Stan Fairtex became the first ever one Super Series atom weight champ. She is their Muay Thai champ, and she is their kickboxing champ. Janet Todd, early on in the fight, was holding her own, but Stamp just came on like a bull and took control and picked up the and when you become a champ, which is becoming hacky and blasé right now, if you could do it in two different sports for the same company, well, for the same company, but that's what you call impressive. And that's what she is. Give it to her. 105 pounds. My ripped up leg is 105 pounds. That's what this girl weighs. Anyways, also on the card, it was Errol Sexton winning in the first round of the lightweight Grand Prix over Amir Khan by rear naked choke. Upset. Amir was, outside of Eddie Alvarez, Amir Khan was the second favorite to win the whole freaking thing. Now he's gone. So when one of the top dogs goes early in a Grand Prix, everybody else follows suit. Japanese legend Masakazu Amanari. If you don't know how good he is, I can compare him to a Chuck Liddell meets a Dan Henderson meets a Demetrius Johnson. That's Amanari is that type of fight. Just legendary in Japan. Okay, the guy probably couldn't go 3 inches without being bombarded. Shoots really early for a takedown against Kwan Wan Il. Pulls him around, takes him down. Heel hook. Tap out. Inside of 1 round. Boom. Legend moves on. And you like to see those legends. Eventually, you got to phase a legend out. It's just the way things go. But to see a guy that's been fighting for 30-somewhat years, and he's still top level, that's an incredible thing to watch. So that's what happened in the latest One Championship card. Now, as far as the breaking news stories is concerned, and there's also a WWE breaking story. Sonny, Tammy Stitch, once again in trouble with the law. Apparently on Saturday, she got arrested in New Jersey because of 3 DUI cases pending in Pennsylvania and not paying restitutions back. So they clipped her in Jersey. And apparently Sonny has said that 6 more months and she's going to go back to a private life, wants nothing to do with the wrestling, the appearances ever again. I don't know. Money's kind of hard to find. And hard to say no to. Also, breaking out of Nevada, the lovely state of Nevada. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, first of all, they did their hearing for Dylan Dennis. 7 months, $7,500. His part of the McGregor-Khabib melee is done. he can't fight again till May. Yeah, May 6th. He's eligible to come back for Bellator, which means he probably won't fight till midsummer, end summer. But the guys in the lovely state of Nevada at the Athletic Commission they're an amazing group of people. I'm sure you guys remember people asked them during the whole John Jones hearing, the Conor hearing, the Khabib hearing, would they even think about ever stopping trash talk from happening? And they actually said they were considering it. And then, obviously, everybody in the press runs to Dana White. As Dana goes off on him. It's illegal. You can't stop free speech. These guys punch themselves in the faces in a cage. You're going to stop them from saying mean things to each other? Well, guess what, folks? The Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to push for a regulation on trash talk. Are you freaking kidding me? Listen, Nevada. Listen, NSAC. Nobody is screaming fire in a crowded freaking building. Trash talk happens. You would have never stopped Muhammad Ali from doing it. You would have never stopped anybody else from doing it. Look, if Conor wants to talk about somebody's father, someone's religion, so the hell what? Big deal. I don't care if Conor jumps up on the dais during a press conference and dry humps Khabib. You can't regulate free speech. Because I guarantee you, the second you try to fine or suspend a fighter for trash talk, I can assure you, Nevada State Athletic Commission, it will go straight to court. I can guarantee you. And I'm not talking as a Jew that likes lawyers. I'm just telling you that that's the way it's going to happen. Seriously. What are you guys thinking? So, that's as far as Nevada's concerned. Another recent breaking story. The PFL, the Professional Fighters League, the league that yours truly really, really likes, is now, that's a drum roll if you don't know, because I don't have drums, and I didn't have time to get a video clip of a drum roll. That, my friends, the PFL is now part of the ESPN family. No more NBCSN, which is a shame because they were a mainstay on there. They were NBCSN's go-to between that and the NHL. They're now part of ESPN, so there's a whole bunch of new programming coming in for the PFL. And I really, really hope to God that they don't turn the fighters of the PFL into fighters of the UFC, because there's a different level of je ne sais quoi. There's a different level of respect that you get, where you can talk to a PFL fighter more freely than you can talk to a UFC fighter. Because with a UFC fighter, you got to go through a dog and pony show to get to, for the most part. And I really, really hope to God that that does not continue now that ESPN is going to get their slimy hands all over the league. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for them. I'm happy they now have that much where they're going to have an incredible amount of money pouring into the company now. I don't know. I'm just not too darn happy with it. Bellator announced that they are doing a featherweight Grand Prix with 16 fighters. Are you kidding me? 16 fighters in the Grand Prix? Why don't you just put your whole freaking roster and start it like that? Because they're also adding bantamweights into it. Because Patricio Pitbull is one of them. I just don't get it. And I believe that Michael Chandler's coming down from lightweight to be in this Grand Prix also. I just don't understand it. First of all, if you're going to have a Grand Prix, their welterweight and their heavyweight was done properly, in a way. 8 is all you need. You put 16 fighters in, someone falls out, someone gets hurt. Now you're digging replacements out of other divisions, and it's not truly. Well, then again, the heavyweight you had light. Bader's a light heavyweight. It makes no sense. You want to expand it more than 8 fighters, 10 fighters, and then you'd have to have 2 fighters, like the 1 and 2 seeds, have buys somewhere down the line. Maybe I could see 12, in which case you'd still have to have the top 2 seeds eventually have a bye. Are you kidding me? 16? 16 fighters is way too darn much. Ay. And speaking of Bellator, the one highlight that I remember, James Gallagher back on the winning streak after being dropped by Ricky Bandejas from Jersey. Kind of humbled this time around. It's a good sign. It's a good sign that James, because, look, AJ McKee, Aaron Pico, James Gallagher, that's the next generation of fighters. Mike Kimball is another one. You got to keep them fresh and you got to keep them winning. Not that you want to feed these guys jobbers, to borrow a wrestling phrase, but you want them hot for as long as possible till they get up to the upper echelon. Sort of in a way with what Thiago Santos is as far as the UFC is concerned. Because look, he said after he won big this past weekend, he wants the winner of John and Anthony Smith. He wants a lightweight title shot. Really, bro? Look, he's climbing through people. He's tearing through people. He's climbing the rankings. Not that the rankings mean a hill of freaking beans, but seriously, are you kidding me? Title shot now, son? I want to see you go through Corey Anderson. I want to see you go through Volkan Ozdemir. I want to see you handle Alexander Gustafsson. I want to see you handle the cream guys. Then, maybe then, you get a crack at John, saying that John wins against Anthony. Plus, Luke Rockhold's coming at 205. Seriously. I understand every fighter wants, and I get this, it's in every combat sport. Every fighter always calls out for the champion. I get it. I do it here. I'm always challenging Rudy. Him and all his Rangers. I play this as competition here too, so I get it. I really do. But small fry, Santos, not yet. You're still in the oven cooking. What else is going on? 235 coming up this weekend, and it's being overshadowed completely by the craziness of what's going to be UFC 236. Look, the UFC is giving away interim championships like candy to a baby. That's the only way to describe it. Candy to a baby. I get it. Robert Whittaker's going to be out for a while. You got to put up an interim championship there. Adesanya and Kelvin are the two most deserving. Let them go at it. Really? Really? Dustin and Max? Max, you're going to screw up two divisions again, because if Max wins, which, look, Dustin's a great fighter right now, but Max is on another level. Max throws at a level triple anybody else in UFC history. He throws hands. Are you kidding me? There's... You're going to screw up two freaking divisions again, UFC. And you know what? Not a single reason that these two divisions are going to be screwed up is because of Conor McGregor. It's none of his problem. He's sitting on the side. He's ready to throw down with Cowboy. Now look, you cannot keep tying up divisions with champs. I don't care if Tony Ferguson overplayed his hand. The fight to make should have been Tony and Dustin. It's that simple. Max coming up to lightweight, I got no problem with it. Release the 145 belt first, though. It is frustrating beyond belief. But you want to know what's not frustrating? In a little while, right here, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics is coming in. I want you guys to share that show, just like I want you to now share this show as well. Now, we're going to play some games when we come back, right after this.
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm a creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out into the cage with Cyclone.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Now, guess what happened today in MMA history? First, you know what? I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Today, woo! 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 I'm not doing it 71 freaking times. Ric Flair. Happy birthday, Ric Flair. Also, it may or may not be Rachel Ostovich's birthday. And I say that because in doing my research, the crack reporter that I am, not the reporter on crack, the crack reporter, half the places have Rachel Ostovich's birthday as today. Half of them have it as February 21. So, I don't know if it's her birthday or not. But if it is Rachel's birthday, happy birthday, Rachel. Also on this date in MMA history, 2012, UFC 144 from Japan. Benson Henderson beating by unanimous decision Frankie Edgar for the lightweight championship. You had Ryan Darth Bader, one of my favorite. See, now, I should have never wooed, because now I got Brian into this, and it's bad enough I didn't bring my Snapple iced tea because it's in my bag right now. Now Brian's going to be wooing all night. I'm ashamed. And I feel bad that I did that. But anyways, Bader, unanimous decision over Rampage Jackson. And then, of course, Anthony Pettis KOing everyone's favorite fighter, Joe Lozon. And I do this because Joe's ears has a lot of buildup and his ears are really screwed up. So, kind of like Jorge Posada's ears are out like this, and Joe's are out like an angry cat's. So that's what happened on today in MMA history. Now, for just about everybody's favorite part of the show, here is the raffle. Okie dokie, so what I am doing, once again, new format to do this. I'm answering everybody's questions. You send in one question by 12 noon on Monday, and I will answer it. It's 12 noon because that's when I leave. I set this up, and I don't want anybody's numbers not on the wheel. And then I leave my house. Oh, really, Brian? Really? I'm going to tell your wife on you. You wooing bully, you. Anyways, question number 1 comes from Kenny Hodgkins. How did you score the MVP daily fight? Well, as Kenny, you of all people know, when I left Mohegan Sun, my buttocks went to the hospital, so I didn't get to watch it live. But I watched it, let's just say, on replay. There's no two ways Paul Daly won that fight. There's no way. MVP won that fight, clearly. As far as I'm concerned, it's not even close. Won it hands down. Now, if MVP fights like that against Lima, MVP's going to die in a cage. Because Lima's going to rip right through him. So that's your answer. Question number 2 comes from Susan Walker. If GSP and Khabib both wanted to fight, why did Dana say no to a big money fight, whether for a title or not? I don't know. Look, one of the reasons perceived why Dana said no to GSP is because here's the deal about GSP. He dropped his welterweight title and he walked away. He never said he was retiring back then. He said he wanted to go away and take a break from the sport. So he left his belt on the table. Granted, guys can hold a belt for about 12 months before they get pushed into defending it. 7 days after winning from Bisping, drops the middleweight belt. they're trying to, I'd say they're trying to resolve the lightweight division problems, but they're just creating more of a problem right now with it. But that's why they're basically afraid that he's going to look. He can very easily beat Khabib. All right, he beats Khabib, becomes lightweight champ, drops the third belt. Then what? The chaos starts all over again. And once again, I want to point out, none of it would have to do with Conor. So that's why. Question number 3 comes from Rudy Asher. Are you a fan of ESPN's coverage and compared to Fox? Well, look, I like the Fox coverage. I like the Fox coverage because with the UFC on Fox, that meant guys were more needed to come into New York to promote, whether it be on any of the shows on Fox and Friends, Sirius. They had more reason to come to New York. Okay, especially now that Ariel Helwani tapes in Connecticut. They still had reason to use New York as a base. ESPN, ABC, Good Morning America is not going to have UFC fighters on. They might have Daniel Cormier or John Jones or Conor or Ronda, names like that once in a while. But when there was a card on Fox, a lot of guys were coming in from the card. That's the selfish reason why I liked Fox. I like Fox because Fox is free TV, at least once a month. I just don't like the ESPN coverage. And you know what? There's an aura, there's an attitude of we're better than you from ESPN. And I don't like that attitude. They're a bit stuck up. And homie, don't play that. So there's your answer. And question number 4 comes from the aforementioned Brian Haran. What are your thoughts on Max versus Dustin for an interim 155? Well, I just went into it. Brian, I hate it beyond freaking belief. There is no reason, no rhyme, no reason why Max Holloway should be going up to jump the queue with a bunch of killers. Look, should he have to start at the bottom of the rankings and work? No, I get it. You know, someone of that level, a champion going up a division or down a division, you're going to fight the upper guys. I'd like to see Max first against Justin Gaethje. Let's see if he can survive that type of a crazy nut job. You know, give him a Kevin Lee who's going to out-wrestle him on the ground. Those are the fights I'd like to see Max take first, not Dustin for an interim strap. And honestly, despite the way the mess it's going to cause, I guarantee you, Brian, I assure each and every one of you watching, mark my words, take it down. Deep down inside, Dana and the UFC rather Max Holloway win that lightweight championship than Dustin Poirier. And that's the fact. I don't know why they got to bone up their butt for Dustin all of a sudden. But anyways, that's your answer. Now, let's see who's going to win. Number 1, 2, 3, or 4. The winner is number 3, Rudy Asher. Congratulations, Rudy. You are on a winning streak. Your prize will not be in the mail because I will hand deliver your prize to you. Congrats, Rudy. Now, not only in a little while, in just a few minutes from now, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics. But this in the business is called a tease. Next week, when I come back, if I'm healthy or not, I'm coming back here next week. Somebody will be in this seat. Somebody will be in this seat. I am not saying who. You guys are going to have to just go on Psyche Prods on Facebook, follow the page, and you will find out during the course of the week who's going to be sitting here on Saturday. Next Monday. Saturday, 2:35. Guys, enter the raffle. There's going to be a monstrous prize for the winner. And until next week, I am Cyclone saying, just because you, right there, you are not an athlete, doesn't mean you can't be an athletic supporter.